This is kibbutz Kfar Aza. Situated along the Gaza border, it was one of 22 communities attacked by Hamas on October 7th.
In this location, young families were massacred, kidnapped, raped, babies were set on fire, and it all happened right here.
Ambassador Danny Danon brought evangelical leaders, including Governor Mike Huckabee and Governor Sam Brownback, to Kfar Aza as part of a solidarity mission to Israel.
We are here to remind to the international community that we haven't forgotten what happened. That is the reason that we are now in Gaza chasing after Hamas, and we are determined to complete the mission.
Ilan Biyum lives with his family on kibbutz Kfar Aza. His son Yuval was killed in the massacre. He lived in the next generation neighborhood with young people 18 and up who had moved out of their parents' homes but stayed in the community. It was right next to the border fence with Gaza.
At the morning of the attack, we spent some time over the phone speaking. All the time he says that he can hear them, and they even tried to open his door. But at that time, they just tried and they just moved on. And we hope that maybe they won't come back, but they did. And about 12:30, we just lost contact with him.
This peaceful fence behind me was one of the places where the horrors began on October 7th. Hundreds of Hamas terrorists crashed through the gate into kibbutz Kfar Aza. They murdered dozens. They took 18 hostages back into Gaza. This is the reality that people are living with. The 900 residents here have evacuated to another place. Some will come back. Many probably won't.
My family is afraid to come back, but if you ask me personally, I feel like I have something unfinished here, so I feel like I left my son here. So I feel I want to come back, regardless of how safe it is. But as for feeling safe here, it will take a long time to build the trust again in the government and in the army, because the reason that we lived here is that we knew that at the moment that anyone crosses the fence of Gaza back there, the army will react and will prevent any form of attack on the kibbutz. And it didn't happen.
Israel Defense Forces Reserve Captain Maya briefed the leaders on the story of Kfar Aza.
The community here has suffered a great loss. And these people, they are the people that believed in peace and worked towards peace. And they were murdered, again, in inhumane and brutal and barbaric ways in their own houses.
Governor Huckabee says he's been coming to Israel for 50 years, but nothing could have prepared him for what he saw.
I just want the world to understand. This was not a military effort to attack the military of Israel. This was to slaughter innocent civilians and children and women and elderly people. This is not the act of civilized human beings. This is the act of savages.
He called it an attack on humanity and said Israel must eradicate Hamas.
This is not a political issue. It's not socio-economic. It's not geographical. This is not horizontal, left and right. This is vertical. This is up and down, heaven and hell. This is good versus evil. And this was evil, what happened here.
Governor Brownback said he was stunned by the carnage.
The collective shock in the country is palpable. It was not a bomb, it was personal hand-to-hand carnage. The people stared somebody else in the eye and shot them. Babies. The level of depravity and brutality is really stunning.
He said no one wants collateral damage in Gaza, but Israel has to protect itself.
And you see those signs across the United States and people saying from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Well, that means running everybody of Israel out into the ocean. And Israel has a right to defend itself, and we should stand with Israel's right to defend itself.
Brownback noted that Iran is behind it all and getting away with it.
So to me, two lessons are here. You got to start confronting Iran directly, or you're going to continue to see this and you'll see it again. And the second is really allow the Palestinians to emigrate to other nations.
For now, Danon says the world must give Israel time.
You cannot fight evil with a stop clock, telling you, okay, that's it, let's finish it. It's not easy. They are hiding behind civilians, they are hiding in tunnels. They took the money of the world to dig an undercover town in Gaza. So it's not an easy operation. It's the longest war that we ever conducted, and we intend to win that war.
Julie Stahl, CBN News, Kfar Aza, Southern Israel.